Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza, welcome back to another Thursday live stream, and yes, as always, covering the most up-to-date hot topics on Transformers Earth Wars. So thanks for joining me, guys. So a bit behind the scenes, as we know, not much happening with the big takeover of Supercell, with the game sort of hanging in the balance of what's going to happen. We've had a few updates, but generally there's not much happening. So last week's stream we sort of cancelled because we said there's literally nothing in the game happening. Everything is silent. It's quiet. But this week we have got something really important to talk about that we've been waiting for a long time. We actually have 5-star Volcanicus in testing. Some changes have been made. Some big changes have been made. So we're going to take a look at that today and sort of judging whether he is going to keep up with this meta. Is he going to be good enough? Are the improvements going to make people really chase those 5-star bots? I think the ultimate question is he as good as Ruination? Is that the sort of benchmark we should be looking at? Are we sort of thinking, though, maybe Ruination is that bit too much? Maybe it shouldn't be. But we're going to be talking a bit about that later. Well, I say a lot about that later. So with that as well, we're also going to talk about a few more bots as part of my sort of like spotlight sort of videos we've been doing for newer players. I think we've got about 25 videos now for members, something crazy like that. So a bit some of my viewers been a bit critical, saying like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you put sort of content behind a paywall." But don't forget, guys, it is only $2. Just become a member, and every single piece of content I do does become available maybe about a month or two down the line, at the very longest. You're talking a month, usually 6 weeks at the max, depending on what it is. So you don't have to become a member, guys. All the content will come to you eventually, but it is just something that obviously is a way of you guys saying thank you to me for doing what I do, keep doing what I'm doing, and some way I can reward you guys for doing that. That's all it's for, guys. So appreciate everyone that is a member. And there are things, like I said, just to keep members occupied. And we obviously do giveaways where we obviously really include our members, especially our premium members as well. So, yeah, there's plenty of reasons to become a member, guys. But you don't have to. Nothing's there. Just members only in terms of content-wise. Content available to everyone. So yeah, we are going to be talking a bit more about them spotlights. Got 4 new bots to talk about, some interesting ones as well. We're going to be talking a bit about what is happening behind the scenes. I can't comment too much. I've been talking with Dale in some respects. He is telling me some things. He's keeping quiet about some things, rightly so. I understand it's all a bit up in the air, but we'll try and talk about some things that I can talk about and maybe drop a few hints maybe, and you can make your own assumptions. And then someone hit me up again the other day saying, "Wozza, I'm really struggling getting medals once I reach a certain pinnacle." And I'm just finding it super easy right now. And so we are going to go through that again. I know some people are like, "Oh, we've already spoke about this, Wozza." But we've got to remember that the top players that do this really easy, that are on 27k medals and don't need to farm any medals anymore, you know, it's easy for us to just go, "Oh yeah, well, it's easy. Why are we covering that?" But there are players out there struggling. And so that's what I'm sort of addressing. Those players that are struggling a bit. And if you're bored with that, go and get a drink, go and get something to eat or something if you have to. But we are going to sort of cover it again, just make sure that people know the information is out there and trying to help people get those medals. We'll also be talking a bit about my medal journey, if that's such a thing. I'm talking a bit about why I was doing that, where I was at, where I'm up to, what it means, and some of the stages that are involved in that for people that are actually doing that as well. Because we all play the game for different reasons. You know, I was very critical saying that I only play for war, but since I've dropped down a few alliances, some things have become a bit more, I wouldn't say important, but I've started doing different challenges because I've done the war thing. I was one of the top players and get some really good scores in wars. And so now, if it's a quick answer, then I'll always try and answer. If it's a big topic, like if you said to me, "What is the best combiner?" I'll be like, "You know what? I'll just do a combiner rated video." Probably after Volcanicus, if that was the case. I might even do that anyway now, just saying it. But I'm just saying, you know, there's some big videos out there that I won't be able to cover in stream. But we put the idea in the chat. I will be able to do it at some point. So yes, I have had a few requests saying, "When are you doing best bots, Wozza? When are you doing best combiners again?" All these sort of things. We normally start these things beginning of the year, so we'll start going through that over the next few months as well. The best bots, rating videos, things like that. So that's sort of a start of the year sort of thing that you'll look back. It's always the first 3 or 4 months of the year that we start them. So, yeah, loads to come. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Never miss another video, never miss another stream. And help me try and get to that 10k subs. If you'd have told me at the start I'd get to 10k subs, I'd have been, well, to be fair, if I said 7k, I'd be like, you're mad. But yeah, if we can get to 10k subs, then that'd be a massive, massive achievement, honestly. Like, really, really cool. And hopefully we can try and achieve that by the end of this year, early next year, I think. But with a little push, we can easily do it by the end of the year. So thank you if you're subscribed already. But if you're not subscribed already, why not hit that subscribe button, guys? Or as the other YouTubers say, smash that like button. So yeah. But let's see who we've got in the chat for the time being. So we have got Andrew Stevenson. We've got Ricky Lau. We've got Grind Time, who is not only a member, not only my longest serving member, not only my biggest contributor, but now a mod as well. So I have made a couple of people mods, and I'm looking for a few more, but I'm not sort of looking for applications. I'm going to look at people that I know are in the stream all the time, that I can sort of, trust, and, sort of like been with me quite a while, and I'm going to hit them guys up and say, listen, do you want to be a mod? I don't want loads, I don't need loads, but I am going to hit them people up. Then we've got Trax Penny Lancaster, long-serving member. Thanks for joining the stream. We've got Erod, Supreme Rules. We've got Carnage Mac Alright. We've got Nexus, good to see you. Michael Cooper, welcome back. We've got Stephen Gomez, another of my members, thank you. We've got Jason Rowley. Jason Rowley's been coming for the stream for a long time now. Joseph Torillo. We've got Flazer. Is that right? I hope that's right. Apologies, I've got it wrong again. I'd love to know if I actually get these nailed on or not. Let me know in the chat if you have or not. We've got Blade 19, another member. Thanks for being a member, buddy. We've got Last Cyan. We've got Darklands Berserk. We've got... Who else have we got? DDX76. We've got Groove Charge. Thanks for joining, bud. We've got RG, we've got Valhalla Streams, we've got Thomas Fuller, another member, thanks for being a member, and he's just put, you know what, he's just been kicked to a Jon Stewart video. I've literally just reset all the settings today. I don't have a clue what's going on. I am absolutely baffled. I even tried Googling it last week to find out what's going on. I've even taken away, did you get an advert? Because I've even took away ads. I am honestly proper like, what the hell is going on? I'm proper at a loss. If anyone's in the chat and you have any idea what the hell is going on, then please tell me, because I've tried everything at this point now. Literally everything. Mad. We've got G-Lock. Thanks for joining us. I'll come to some questions. I'll go back through the chat. There's some questions in the chat. I'll go through them. We've got Mario Zambiano. Welcome back. We've got London's Calling, I'll see you too. We've got Rafcore 67 and Suavecito. Is that right? I hope so. Maybe. Yeah, Darlan said it was choppy. Really weird. You're back. I didn't go anywhere. DDX76, never seen this on any other streams. Really bizarre. Grind Time, I don't get ads, just other videos when it happens. So what happens? So do you get an advert, or do you just go to another video or another stream or something? Just get directed. Got sent to a comedy stream real quick, then I came back. Was it a stream or a video? The more information I've got, the more I can sort of work on. Really bizarre. Really bizarre. Baffled. Yeah, Mark Cooper, yeah, I'm going to go mental if this carries on. Let me know anyway. I'll let some people put some things in the chat. But yeah. Took me to a random stream video. Simon Hayes, welcome to the chat as well. Bizarre. Okay, let's go back. Let's have a look at some of the questions. Go through the chat. So, I know a lot of questions of what's happening behind the scenes. We're going to cover that shortly, which we can. What else? Yeah, I'm just even just saying newsletter's not got much information really. Yeah, they're trying to keep it a bit quiet as such, but I've got some bits I can tell you. I think. Um, what else? YouTube flashlight are going to the end of the stream, but it's fine. Weird. It is weird. Stream's choppy. What? Weird. Is it some kind of setting that I've done? I'll change some of my settings. Maybe some of my stream settings that's dumping the stream somehow. Is it? Is it getting choppy every time? If it is every week, it's getting really choppy, and then it's pushing you out. Let me know. Weird. G-Lock has asked, would Dino King parts be in the Shannick store or shards? Yes. I think that there's no parts for Dino King, so it's just the box, so you have to collect the box. But I don't know. I don't think it will be available for shards. Because Ruination wasn't. It's just a case of collecting the box, sadly. It's going to be a case of collecting the box to get 5-star Dino King. Oh, Dino King, sorry. No, yes. Sorry. Ignore me. I'm thinking Volcanicus. I'm solely concentrated on that. Ignore me. So, yes, Dino King will be available in the store. So, any combiners that are parts will be available for shards. I doubt Shannix. I doubt it. I think they'll be available for shards. So, the 3-star will be available for 3-star shards. 4-star for 4-star shards, the 5-star for 5-star shards. Very similar to Omega Supreme, but I expect it to be more expensive. I know. Listen, I don't agree with that. I think it should be exactly the same, but I think their attitude is that 5-star shards are more available, so it makes them easier to get. So they should be more expensive because newer content and better content, which I'm not too sure it is. But that it is what it is. Sadly, I've voiced my opinion. I say it shouldn't be. But, yeah, it will be available for parts and will be at the very least, what Omega Supreme is. So if you haven't done the events or not going to do the events and not going to buy the parts, I would advise you to start saving your 4-star shards and even 5-star shards now. But then again, who would I rather get, Raiden or bots? Bots. Definitely. Ruination or bots? That's a bit of a harder one because Ruination adds so much to people's games. So, but Ruination is a lot harder to get, obviously, from getting the box rather than the parts. So it's a bit of a different question. Yeah, it will be available. Any combiner with parts will be available to purchase through shards, I imagine. Just like Omega, just like Overlord. Exactly the same. More questions. Yeah, Mario Zambiano just saying, just keep talking about Volcanicus. Yeah, just keep in mind that he is in testing now, so it's not finalized. So he could go up, could go down, could stay the same, could change. You know. There's obviously a lot of feedback about the kicking you out, which is really weird. Prime Effects Edits has put, there's a 5-star Wing Saber coming to the Side Pass this weekend. Is it worth getting? Interesting question. So, for my own admission, there's been a few bots that when they come out, I've gone, I'm not too sure on these. I'm not too keen. And then they've either been bugged and changed, or there's been a reason where people have gone, oh, actually, it's pretty decent. So, let's go through it. So, for example, Leo Prime came out. In testing, no one actually tested his actual number. Well, I kind of did, but I just thought, because it's like Sunstreaker, and so the way Sunstreaker works is, wherever you place the center of his ability, say his damage is 7k, it will do 7k to that point. But then as you spread outwards, it does less. So it might do 5k to damage to targets around that roughly, and it might do like 4k on the edge of it. But obviously, all you see is the whole damage. It doesn't show you that as such, like it's color coordinated or anything to show you. That's just how it works. So when I was using Leo Prime, obviously the numbers didn't match up, but I just thought that fire damage is very hard to sort of work out in that sense. It's not consistent. So I said, well, right, we're probably just doing it in parts and then not in others. And I was like, I'm here to test it. It's got to take so long to really work out the numbers and things like that. Took it for what it is. Did a review of it. Said, I'm not too keen. It's not doing enough damage. These bots that I wouldn't have as many combats back then. They made a good effort to sort of bring melee special bots into the meta. We've had a lot of those recently, and I wasn't keen on it because of that, because there's no real good melee special combat bots to help them with that. And so that's improved over time. So when I got Leo Prime, I wasn't impressed. But then they realised that it wasn't doing damage it should, changed it to the tooltip. Now he's doing ridiculous damage. They've brought out combats to make him even better, and so he's a lot better. So I didn't actually even go for him originally. So I just said, oh, like I'm sat here saying to you guys, don't go for it, and go for it myself. I said to everyone, don't go for it. Then Beachcomber, I thought great defensive bot. Wasn't really keen on the bot outside of that. But I was like, definitely for an outpost. And then there's a lot of back and forth. I had a bit of a to-do with Space Ape over it. I wasn't really happy with it. Got kicked out of playtest all over this. And so wasn't really happy. But then he's one of the best. He's not even one of the best. He's the best outpost bot in the game. But then on the flip side of that, we've also had Vector Prime, who I said is absolute crap. And he is absolute crap. And then we had Tasmanian Kid, who I said is absolutely crap. And he is absolutely crap. So, for me, Wing Saber is pretty crap right now. I can imagine certain uses for him. I've been thinking about it. I'll probably do a video on it, maybe. But I don't think he's worth the money. I don't think he's worth doing $100 for. Even what I'm thinking, I don't want to get too much away, but even what I'm thinking is very niche. Very niche. So it's not like I can't see him being an unbelievable, amazing bot where everyone wants him right now. That's all I can say. And I don't think it's worth it right now, unless something changed, which of course I'll do a video about explaining like why I would use him and all that, which I'm gonna do. So I might have use for him. I'm leveling him, but I'm not making priority. Other bots are priorities. So yeah. I wouldn't bother really. If I got for $100, I wouldn't bother. Ravco, what do I think about a combine and maybe the Sentience twins? Hey, why not? What? But rather than that, why not a duo? Oh no, well no, you can't. Well, yeah, you can. But I was thinking having two of them together, but it's opposite factions in it, so you can't. You know, twins. So yeah, you could do, but obviously they need licensing from Hasbro. So it's not a simple process. Not a case of just SpaceX decided to do it and going, yeah, let's do it. It's you know, it needs to be approved by Hasbro. Remember that. But yeah, why not? And just a little thing as well. So I know Dale has started giving the prizes out to everyone. But can you do me a favor, guys? After the stream, can you just let me know if you've got your prizes, yes or no? If you've got it, just hit me up saying, let you know, Wozza. I got my side pass or I got my shards. Did a big giveaway for Christmas, and then I literally said I'll sort it out tomorrow. I did do it, and then literally they went on holiday, Space Ape. So I can't really fault them. It is what it is. And then Dale's been sick, so I can't be too critical. But he's sorting it all out. But if you've not received it, let me know, and I'll chase it up. But I just need to know either way, because Dale said he's sorting it, and people have asking me questions about it, and I'm like, he's sorting it when he comes back. So let me know, guys, if you haven't received your prizes yet. I'll chase it up. What else? Big blades, but they need to cook with Volcanicus. It's kind of my last hope to returning to the game. You can get the parts. Well, yeah, maybe. Mark Cooper's put Mega Supreme is not worth the 5-star shards. Considering for the cost, you could pull the worst 3 bots from batch 16 and still get a war bot. So my understanding of Daily is that they're going to rework Omega Supreme eventually when they've gone through the 5-star combiners, I think. So there's no rush for it. So, because obviously they've got Volcanicus. I think the next one will be oh my god, I've gone blank. Not Superion. I was going to say Superion, but it's not Superion. Oh my god. The Technobots. I've gone blank. You'd be amazed at how you're in a stream and you just go blank off. Computron. Sorry. Leo Kaiser. Computron, Leo Kaiser after Volcanicus and after... yeah, that guy. I give up. And then after that, so unprofessional. Predaking. Volcanicus Predaking. Then we got Computron, Lau Kaiser. After that, then it's just a bit of guesswork. Then I think it'd be Defensor and Abominus. I think next. I think we'll finally get 5-star tracked. I really do. I think after that, then it'll be either Opmax and Bruticus or Superion and Devastator, and either way. And then I think the last one to come out will be Victorion and Minotaur, because Victorion's got quite a few bots to go. And then I think Magnaboss might go in there somewhere. Magnaboss could be anywhere. There's only 3 bots. Magnaboss, Tripredicus will be in there anyway. I think once all those are done as 5 stars, I think then after that they'll start to rework Omega Supreme as the first ever 5-star combiner, and they might even go throwback. We might even end up with a rework for Ruination. I said it, and I don't mean a nerf. I mean a rework as in bringing him back into the meta again. Hey, crazier things have happened, honestly. But yeah, you never know. Supreme Rules put like Arc versus Costa, Metro and Fortress. Was there a difference for that? Obviously, I played the event, so I never saw that. But if there was a difference, then yeah. Andrew Stevenson's put, check the store. Wings not in the shop yet. They're more weekend, I think, with the event. Grind time. Volcanicus could go up, could go down. But can he go sideways? That's a question. What the hell are you on about? Mario Zambiano, are you doing a review of 2024 today? Missed those. No. I'll be honest with you, like, whenever I've done them, they've not gone down too well. I've not got many views off them, so I was like, should I do them, should I not? But if people want it, then I'll do it. As always, listen, you guys decide what I create. The ones that tend to do really well, I'll do them more. The ones that don't, I'm like, should I even bother? But you guys tell me. If you want it, I'll do it. Traps Pen Lancaster Spot. I picked up 5-star Wingsaber during the event because it was cheap to do versus buying it. I agree with that. But I wouldn't spend $100 on it. I used him in War the other day and he didn't shut down the SG. Yeah, I have heard from you actually, Trax, well done, in playtest that he's not working correctly. Yeah. And just remember that, again, Trax brought up a good point in playtest, that he should take out the shield gen. But no, should he take out the shield gen? No, he shouldn't take out the shield gen. He removes the shield of the shield gen. Doesn't take out the shield gen now. Don't think. Yeah, I don't think he could take out the shield gen. Or could he? When it was max, maybe. Don't forget he's removed. But he does remove shields at every level. So even at level 50, ability 11, I think it is. I think it has to be ability 11, I think. Even at like level 50, 11, he could still take out the shield gen if it's in range. So, Ref Core 67, the contacts for the combiner would be the twins would try to be one again. Oh, you mean so putting the twins, sensitive twins? I don't think that's going to happen. Because then you got opposite factions and same combiner. So, I don't know. I love how we're talking about Sensi's combiner like it's even going to be a thing. 4-star Mega Price Supreme does not apply buffs to bots when he dies. I have told Dale that. You've got to keep remember. I know it's frustrating time. I mean, I'm going to talk about it, like I said. But obviously they've got a lot behind the scenes, and we'll talk about that shortly. But yeah. Jason Rullisport weren't the Sensius twins originally won, but anyway, I don't think so, no. Well, Space Ape made them, so ask Space Ape, they could probably tell you. Better than me. Hellraiser's put I got Wing Saber because because it was Mayhem. Can't really pass that up, agreed. But play wise, it really hasn't been impressive. Seems like he needs too much of a certain criteria to be effective. Probably, yeah. Yeah, some people just telling me that I don't have a clue what I'm talking about obviously Computron, sorry. Yeah, Mark Cooper's put the cons still need Fellback for Leo Kaiser. Yeah, I think we'll see that though. I really do. Because don't forget we've got Computron already. We might receive 5-star defensor first. You never know. I just think that. So they've always been against 5-star tracks, Cutthroat, Fellback, Chromia. Not against them, but it's like you see people talk about it, you just get nothing back. Dead End as well on Cup. So they might even lead until the end because they might consider them a bit overpowered. And so what they might do is go straight to Defensor. Because I'm pretty sure. Oh no, because we need tracks for that. Yeah. So yeah, either way they've got to do tracks, Fellback, or Dead End pretty much, aren't they? Interesting. Yeah, Dartles has put to do new combine a 5-star. We need a new batch. Yeah, I think I might talk about that actually because yeah, Freeze touched upon something on his stream, and I was trying to work it out if it would work. I don't think it will, but I don't know. Well, rather than do it as a thing, so Freeze was talking about should we get rid of 5-star batches, and I started thinking, but then what happens then? If we get, let's just think about this carefully. If we got rid of 5-star batches and there was no more, and so the first question is, well, how do we get these bots? How do we get 5-star Dead End in the game? So a simple question would be, oh, well, we do a legacy event. Okay, we do a legacy event, and that's how we get the box. Okay, that's sorted. So what do we use 5-star shards for? All the old batches. So so players can go back and get the batches that are currently there. What about players like myself, pretty much, that have got all the 5-stars? What are they going to use the 5-star shards for? Just for the combiners? I mean, 2,500 every 3 months. Get that in one event, pretty much. One endurance. So I don't think getting rid of batches is the right idea. I don't think it is, but they do need to think about something because they're going to run out of bots in the next couple of years. They really are. So something needs to. They need to find some use for 5-star shards. If they get rid of batches and another use for them, fine. But they do need to. They do need to sort the economy out of 5-star shards long term. Otherwise, I think 5-star shards is the most desirable resource in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me in the chat if I'm wrong. I'm not saying it's the most scarce. I'm saying it's most desirable. You know, if I was doing a giveaway and I said I can give away 1 million combat spark or 5k 5-star shards, I've no doubt that 5k 5-star shards everyone will be all over it. I mean, look at like the anniversary events where they give away 5-stars and stuff. Madness. So yeah, they need to work out an economy for 5-star shards to make them desirable after everyone's got all the bots and after they've done all the batches in 2 years' time. Say, I think I did a video on it last year. I think I worked it out that they've got like another two and a half years. I think it was, as I said, and that was last year. That was maybe 8 months ago. I did that video, maybe a bit longer. So yeah, yeah, interesting. Oh yeah, Trax just put, yeah, wasn't worried about taking out the shield gen, just dropping the shield by hitting it. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, Blade 19's put, are they ever going to fix Nova Prime? His decoys do not explode and don't do damage. It was the same on test. and we told them, and nothing got fixed, sadly. Valhalla streams. Does Roadbuster break Beachcomber's shield? That's part of the thing I was looking at with Wingsaber, to be fair. You've hit the nail on the head there. That's what I want to find out. Maybe. Decimus, how's it going? Good to see you. Past events have been sad, agreed. They have, but obviously there's good reason for the one time. I'll give him a pass. So have a look. Hellraiser, I think 5-star tracks would be great for a 10-year event. Yeah, don't forget that's another year or so yet. That's too long, I think. Too long. Simon Hayes has put, I think next one will be Opmax, Bruticus, Dust Up Vortex need rework and Mirage Breakdown. You can see it. Yeah, but don't forget, I think we only need... Yeah, Mirage Breakdown. And... Yeah, Vortex, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, because the Vortex needs a lot of work as well. Vortex and Dust Up are awful. Mirage Breakdown are alright. They just need a bit of tweaking, really. I would just extend the stun. I really would. I would just make it like a 20-second stun. And I think job done. I really do. You know, you look at Bumblebee and all his failings. He's not a bad bot. It's quite cheap. Reduce the cost of Mirage and Breakdown. Keep the damage the same. Obviously, scale it for 5-star. And just extend the stun. I said this today. I said, like, you know, I think a lot of fixes for a lot of things just to extend the timer on stuff. And to make it desirable. Because the problem is that you look at the Mirage and you go, oh, is it 5 ability points? Even 6 maybe? You use it. I think it might have cost reduction years ago maybe. But it's around that 4, 5, 6 sort of mark. And you go, right, what am I getting for that? Minimal damage. You can't really one-shot anything. And it's like an 8-second stun. And 8 seconds is nothing when you've got a 3-minute timer. So you want something that's going to stun for a length amount of time. I've always said that if you're not going to destroy something, you want to stun it long enough so it's not a problem until you can destroy it with your DPS. Ideally. So, yeah. Yeah. And I will say something actually. I'll give you some good news. I think some good news is needed. I had a conversation with Dale yesterday. And we're talking about plans and things like that. And he actually told about a new mechanic they're looking at. And I was like, do you know what? That's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Nothing I've ever thought about. And it was pretty cool. Because what Dale was doing was, he was going through all the mechanics available in the game. And apparently he said to Yanis, what's this? And Yanis like, oh, it's X. And Dale's like, why have we never used that? And Yanis like, oh, it's never come up really. We never needed to. And Dale's like, that sounds pretty cool. And is it relevant to Transformers? Don't know. But it is pretty cool. I do like it. So I think it can be used for a new meta and some bots maybe. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So interesting. So the outlook at things behind the scenes, there was some positives to come out of it. Slammer's here put 5-star shard for general rank. Yeah, but ranks are crap. Cheddar Box has put, I think if Minnesota had a 5-star, he'd still suck. Don't forget, there'd be a rework. Master Ninja's put 6-star bots. No. We've got 6-star bots. Let's be honest. You've got a bot with a combat and a core and a rank and all this stuff. Ability 11. So we've got 6-star bots already as such. But they always said they will never add 6-star bots. But will it come maybe? Will it? I don't know. I've seen other games do it and it's been uproar. But yeah, don't know. Who knows? Imagine doing 6-star bots. I'm going to throw it again. Don't go through that again. Don't make me do that. Don't make me do it. Don't. Oh. Oh my days. Yeah, Dark Answers, but they try to add 6-star bots. That'll be my end. We've already done it, honestly, in stages, honestly. Simon Hayes, 6-star bots, I quit. I know, imagine going chasing 6 stars. Mark Cooper could get a 5-star Trailbreaker soon too. with Cycronus Legacy Cons, we'll have all the bots for Galvatronus. Yeah, I think we will. I really do. Binary Bond giveaway. Jesus, not a chance. Not a chance. I wish. I don't have a binary bond. So, not a chance, sadly. Good thinking, guys. I wish I could, honestly. But I'd give it myself. I was joking. I'm joking. What do you have when you get all the cores? You get is it 2,000 3-star shards something? Then you get a 3-star bot basically, which is only a core in it. So yeah, and then grind time said 2,000. Yeah, so yeah, 2,000 3-star bots. 2,000 3-star shard, not 2,000 3-star bots. Jesus. Yeah, Skyrain. I forgot about Skyrain actually. Yeah, I think Skyrain will be out soon as well. Yeah. Yeah, Hellraisers, but yeah, I would track my statement about tracks for 10 years. Let's make it tracks for 9 years. Yeah, that sounds better, doesn't it? But yeah, they won't do that, sadly. They won't give a premium 5-star away like that. They'll just give 5-star shards away. Let's give 5k away again. No. I'm going to say it now. 10k shards for 10 years. It's got a ring to it. 10k shards for 10 years. Let me hear a hell yeah if you're on board with that. 10k shards for 10 years. I'm on it. I'm going to hit Dale up. I'm on it, guys. 10k shards for 10 years. You heard it here first. Remember that. What else? Will there be another HQ level? Maybe, I think so. It all depends if how we get through this, basically. How they get through all this saga they're going through with Supercell. If they can get through this and get through the other side and do everything that they said they want to do, I am quite positive the game will continue and maybe even get better over the next few years. I really do. It's literally like, touch and go at the minute. Well, not touch and go whether the game quits and all like that. I think it's touch and go whether they can get what they want to improve the game or not, or whether they're going to do what they've been doing before. The game will continue. I don't think the game's going to shut down. I really don't. But it's how the game's going to be developed behind the scenes from here forwards. Are they going to, change what they've been doing and make it better, or are they going to just keep doing what they've been doing, plateauing? Darklands Anywhere in the new game mode. When Mayhem was released, it was stated by Dale that Mayhem was not the new game mode. That is true. Good point. Don't know. War rework. Don't know. So yeah, again, a lot of things are happening behind the scenes. Listen, I am not one to make an excuse for Space Ape. I'm not that sort of person. As you probably see from my streams and videos, quite critical. But they do get a pass at the minute while they're sorting that out. Again, we're going to talk about that shortly. James McDonald, it's not going to happen, bud. It's not going to happen, sadly. I've seen this suggestion so many times. Have the ability to buy back Spark from bots that you don't use anymore. It's never going to happen. Literally, Yanis has said it's not going to happen. That's not how the game was designed. You invest in something and you choose whether to invest it or not. Because if that was the case, you would just invest in something and everything, the meta changes, and you just drag it all out and put it all in, drag it out, put it in. So he said that that's never going to happen. Not on his watch. So, sorry. Hell yes, 10k shards. Quantum, I can add them 10 to the 90 I've got. Michael Cooper. That's where I got it from. You know what? As soon as I said it, I thought, where have I got that from? It reminds me. And he's just put, hell yeah, Stone Cold Steve Wozza. Yeah, I couldn't remember where I got that from. Yeah, oh, I loved that back in the day. The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker. Yeah, wrestling was cool back then. My daughter's actually getting into it now. We're actually looking at tickets to go watch it. But yeah, she's really getting into it. It'd be really cool. I've never seen it one live. But it is a trip down to London again. We went to Harry Potter. Remember what I talked about last year? Went down to Harry Potter World and visited all that. So if we were to do it, we'd have to do that again. Bit of a trek. It was alright though. But yeah, maybe. Grind time. Wrestling is cool again. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. Julio Espejo. I thought that's right. I'm so sorry. It is still annoying while selecting a bot scrolling from the top. Yeah, it is. In fact, it is. UI is crap with scrolling. I got 5-star Beachcomber yesterday. Nexus put is the 4-star sound barrier good on him. It's all right. You got to put Jazzy on him. Jazzy, you got even 3-star. Stick that on him. Be amazing. Spartan generator would be nice. I don't think that'll happen either. You get him in event stuff, so I don't think that'll happen. Very much doubt it. Seeing it live is awesome. Yeah, I've no doubt it's going to be a good spectacle and fun. Doesn't mean it's as good as it used to be though. The golden era of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, not going to happen. ZB22, they should make a character like MSF where you can upgrade the start level. I suppose if they brought out 6-star bots where you would upgrade your current 5-star, just like you're doing ability 11 and stuff, then that might work, maybe. Might. Don't know, put it in the chat, what do you guys think? If 6-star bots were just an upgrade of your current 5-stars, would you do it? I don't mean starting from level 1 again, nothing like that, I don't mean that. I mean it was an upgrade, like the Binding Bonds. Imagine like that. If it was an upgrade, you had to go and earn to make them 6-stars. Would that swing you to 6-star bots, maybe? Interesting. OJ Gaz put seen WWF live in Dublin. Ric Flair in action. Jesus. Triple H turned it all around. Grind Time says. Yeah, Decimus put it's not the same. Yeah, listen, I'm not saying it's not good and not getting better. You hear it a lot more in the news, but it will never. I don't think it will ever get back to those days of The Rock and Steve Cold. Steve Cold? Steve Cold Austin, yeah. Yeah. Rock there and Steve Cold Austin. Yeah. Those guys. Right, cool. Right, let's crack on. Let's get into some subjects and talk about the game. So, quick run through of the newsletter. Nothing crazy happening, to be honest, guys, this week. It's a weekend event. 20 prestige. 20 prestiges. 25k per prestige. So that's a 500k event. Pretty chill, really. Easy to achieve. And it's a Prime Core Shard event. So I did comment about these. Some of the top players whinge about these Prime Core Shard events. Saying that everything in it is pretty much meh. But you got to think these events are not for the top guys. These events are for the sort of mid to low tier guys to get some decent rewards. So 5,000 Prime 5,000 Prime Shards to get your obviously your defensive and offensive Prime Cores. But like I said, guys, don't forget, go and get your attack Prime Core Shards first. I still even hear about people going getting the defensive ones first. I'm like, what are you doing? No, go and get the attack ones first. Attack always over defense. Defense is irrelevant. If you're HQ 15, 16, going chasing these defense prime cores, you are mental. I said it. You're mental. 20 prestiges. So we've got, what's that? 200k in combat spark. 20 total spark chest, 20 million energy on an alloy, a 4-star crystal, works out 2,500 shards, spark, premium shards, the normal spiel really. No more battle zones apply, it's not mayhem. And then game updates and information. So triple rewards for wars. So we normally get this over Christmas, but it's starting this week until next. I think it's a week. Is it, or a week and a half. So yeah, triple rewards for wars, so really cool. So I know a lot of people stop warring over weekends, but I would advise you to try and maybe even do some wars over the weekend while it's a nice easy event and get those war rewards in. With triple rewards, it's amazing. You get a shed load of spark. Not that I need it, but you do get a shed load of spark, so it's worth doing, guys. Obviously Volcanicus and Predaking, so just said that it could come in about weeks 6 or 7. Excuse me, of next season, so next side pass season. And we're just sort of tweaking it. I'm glad they not rushed it and said it's going to be out this side pass season. They've got a good 6 weeks to get it sorted. So very pleased about that. But he is in playtest and getting the usual playtest treatment. Bundle weekend. So they've put that there's going to be some Titan bundles. I presume it's to be able to buy Ark and Nemesis, I presume. I don't mind that. For people who haven't got it, makes it easy. And they said they're going to do some Titanic class chests with some various items. So that 1 million spark, a 1% chance. I'm not a fan of the 1% chance. I like the 10% chance. I bought some of the G.I. Joe bundles last weekend, so the small ones. Really impressed by them. 3-star shards, 4-star shards, no 2-star shards. Double the drop rate for 4 stars. And then you get the general skips and all that available at a 10% chance. So I got a captain's skip, I got a sergeant skip, and I got a shed load of 4 stars. Honestly, I was quite impressed. Not that I need them, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to see what these are like. And I was quite impressed, actually. So I was really impressed with those G.I. Joe bundles. They give out a shed load of crystals as well. Shed loads. I think it was like 90 crystals for $20, something like that. So yeah, it was really impressive the amount of crystals you get as well. So really good value if you're looking to get some bots and some duplicates, some 5-star shards and stuff like that. Just a note, make sure that if you are going to buy these Titanic class chests, just make sure you've got room in your inventory. If you've got 3.5 mil and the cap's 4 mil and you win the mil, you will just get to 4 mil and you'll lose 500k spark. So make sure you've got room for that 1 mil spark, just in case, guys. Don't open it until you have. If you have got 3.5 mil and you think, well, yeah, you can't think you might get one, but let's just say you've got some, just keep it in your space bridge. There's no rush for it. And then when you get below 3 mil, you can open it, and then just in case, it's only 1% chance, but you don't want to waste that 1% chance. It's like hitting the jackpot and realizing you got to share it. And then some G1 crystals as well, where they'll drop 3 stars, 4 stars, 5-star shards and spark. So yeah, no doubt there'll be a low amount, 5-star shards stuff, but yeah. They just said obviously the Wing Saber and Dreadwing bundle will be in the shop this weekend. Saga schedule, nothing has been confirmed as such yet, but we've got the 5,000 Prime Core Shard event, an MK4 event. I mean, I talked to Dale about this, and I said, why have we got no MK4s? And he's like, yeah, that's a fair point, actually. I was like, well, all you need to do is just put them in events. Just scatter them out. I was like, don't put them in a paywall and do something stupid. And so now they're doing an MK4 event. Have they really run out of ideas that much? And I know, listen, they've got things going on behind the scenes, but that's just lazy. This is the kind of stuff that annoys me. I'd rather have a Prime Core Shard event again than this. An MK4 event, a Battle Boost event. Why are Battle Boosts so... They're not desirable. I mean, at least Prime Core Shards are desirable for someone. I mean, is anyone in the chat thinking, oh, an MK4 event, I can't wait for that event? Please tell me if you are, so I can call you mental. Just like, you know, just crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like, these events are supposed to be, regardless of what's happening behind the scenes, these events are supposed to get people going, oh, I want to do that event. I want to complete that event. I want that resource. I was looking at the BBE and I was like, I don't fancy doing a leaderboard, but I do fancy that BBE item. I was like, you know what, for the 31st to the 3rd of February, it's not going to happen. I'm busy, I'm working. But it would be good though, you know, just to even do that leaderboard maybe and try and compete in it. Maybe as just as something to do, but it depends how much it costs and the points and whatever else. But the point I'm making is, anyway, back to the subject. MK4s are not that desirable. They're desirable because they're not prevalent in the game. People want them, but they're not something you're going to spend to get because you haven't got them. They're not that good. They're not game-changing stuff. Just quite meh. And then as usual, there's a Mayhem Alliance Endurance event on my birthday. Birthday weekend. My birthday's around that time. So I'll probably compete in that just because it's my birthday. Hopefully it's a good bot. Last year was Beachcomber. Was super pumped. Didn't like some things. Threw a hissy fit. Threw my toys out the pram. Got banned from playtest. Didn't get him. Wanted him. Got him 9 months later. Let's hope this birthday's not the same as that, eh? But interesting. So yeah, look forward to that. Then obviously go and check out your content creators, myself, Soldier, Freezius, Max. Some cool drawings. That's the Sharkticons. Sharazaku. Don't know. Cool though. Really cool drawing of Ultra Magnus. I like it. And then the team streams on the 30th of Jan. It was on there saying I think midway through the month, but they've changed it to the 30th of Jan. No doubt when they do that stream, they will talk about what's happening behind the scenes. I think they need to address it. I mean, it's all well and good, me sort of talk to Dale, getting little bits of information, little nuggets, and then sort of feed it to you guys to try and reassure you. I don't want to obviously break Dale's trust. He has told me some things which I can't really repeat. But there are some things that I can, I think. And I just want to keep you guys sort of interested in the game and sort of give you sort of rest assured that the game's in good hands and going the right way. I mean, let's be honest. If I thought this game was really going to shut down, I probably wouldn't be here, would I? I'd probably be like, listen, guys, I'm going to go and stream Marvel Rivals or something and go and do something else. But I'm confident that the game will continue. I'm confident it's in good hands with Yanis. And I'm confident that it's going to, they're going to do some things to hopefully reinvigorate the game as well. So, it's going to be interesting. A few months, definitely. But they can answer the questions better than me. I think they need to. So I think all that stream is going to be about the new combat and what's happening behind the scenes. So we'll have to wait and see. Oh dear. Spectre Hunter, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Cuddy Fox, I think it was a Medic Shard event. Anything's better than MK4, isn't it? Yeah. Decimus, get this whole group some 5-star shards. Jesus, imagine. RG British Bulldog. I like it. A lot of the talk about wrestling. Funny. What else? Darklands. I thought it said the million would go to inventory. That's Asian inventory though, isn't it? As such. It's your storage for your inventory. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I wouldn't chance it. What else? Yeah, also Phil, I don't even use battle boots, they're almost worthless. Yeah, I've got some good points, especially Kremzeek. I use quite a few Kremzeeks in war and stuff. But that's about it, really. Yeah, well, Darklands has put any besides purple and white Krems used in battles. I actually do use the fire Kremzeek as well with the acid. It does work. Valhalla streams. If there was a shield breaking one, you'd be excited. Yeah, but that'd be a bit OP. You know what I mean? But then we did talk about Dale in my interview about that, about having abilities as boosts. So maybe. Darklands Disco was back and forth about the game closing. I really don't think so. I really don't. Yeah, last science, but I look forward to the Prime Core and MK event because it's a weekend off. Fair point. Decimus just giving a G1 Asylum shout out. What else? I'll go Rhythm. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Hope we got that right. Also, Phil, I can't get any green Kremzeeks. I get them at about a quarter the rate as the others. It's just random, but honestly, I don't know. Don't know, bud. Right, okay, cool. Let's have a chat about some things. So obviously recently a lot of behind the scenes talk about what's happening with the game, rightly so. Since they've announced that Supercell decided they don't want to continue with the game. But don't let that worry you guys. If you're not heard, the idea is they're going to move the game to a new studio. So there has been people quite worried about what's happening. But you've got to think that the game's not going to close because they are going to move the game. If they're going to move the game and do this deal with a new studio, apparently it's all done deal. They've got an extension from Hasbro of like 5 years to use the Hasbro content, to use Transformers name, which they never had before. I presume it's like a 2-year contract rolling. So obviously they believe the game is going to go on and keep continuing. So what's happening behind the scenes is at the minute is they're trying to work out who's staying at Supercell, who's going with Yanis working on the game, and who's maybe leaving the company. Now, it's not as simple as it sort of sounds, really. Do people have a notice period where they have to hand a notice in to leave? You've got to think that the test server, which we're looking at right now, excuse me, the test server looking at right now is owned by SpaceApe. It's their content. Unity that they use behind the scenes, yes, it's an external thing they use, external program, but everything in it is owned by SpaceApe. And so that's got to be transferred over to Yanis. So it's a big deal, guys. It's a big change. There's a lot to be done behind the scenes logistically. It's not a case of Yanis just goes, all right, I'm going to take the game, and he picks it up and goes like that and drops it down. It's not that simple. There's a lot to be done behind the scenes, and it's still a bit up in the air on who's going, who's not, things like that. But I have been told that Yanis is definitely going. That's done, dusted. They are trying to get some of the old apes back that maybe left. So there was talk about Callum coming with Yanis and helping out. Then the big question was, is Dale going? So we don't know. But I have been told that there is one of the apes that is really well known to the game that is going with Yanis. And when I actually heard that, I was actually really pleased. I was like, you know what, that's going to be really good for the game. So things are happening behind the scenes. They are making plans. But obviously it's not just a simple case of going, I'm leaving. You know, this conversation to be had. You know, he needs to talk to their managers about what they're doing, things like that. Severances, things like that. Notice periods. You know, we forget sometimes that it's a business behind the scenes. We think it's just a game and that is it. We forget it's actual business. So let's just think in your business. If half of your employees decided to set up on their own tomorrow, but they wanted something off you first. They couldn't just go, yeah, we quit, we walk out. Something has to be done and agreed on. So there is some things to be done behind the scenes. But I would honestly say it's going to take quite a while. A bit longer than what we think. I don't think it's going to be a quick few weeks. I think this could be a few months. Not to say that things won't change or improve over the next few months, but I really do think it's going to be a few months before everything is done, dusted, it's moved over, it's complete, and we're back on track again. It's going to be a longer process than what we sort of really think. But in the meantime, I think we've just got to persevere with it. We've got to hope that the content still comes out as it should. And I would advise everyone to go and watch that stream on the 30th of January and go and ask some questions. I will sort of feed back to Dale and say there's a lot of questions. I would advise you to maybe, hopefully extend the stream or something, or do something where we could ask more questions, because there's more questions than answers without a doubt. But honestly, guys, bear with it. Try and be patient. Understand it's a big change that they're trying to work towards, and hopefully we can get some big answers soon, and it can rest everyone's mind at ease. Is Dale going? We don't know. That's the thing. Like, obviously, yeah, you've got Daisy and Mara, thing like that. So you've got loads of options. We don't know who's going, who's not, what's going where, what, why, when, why, how. We don't know. We don't know. But I do know that Yanis is 100% going. That's done. That's set in stone. And there is someone else joining him, and that is set in stone as well. And I'm pretty pleased about that. So, yeah. Gonna be interesting. The last science, but as long as the server goes with him, I don't want a forced to fight situation where everything starts over. No, that's not going to happen. No. Is that what happened? You had to start again when they moved over? No, that ain't going to happen. Not a chance. Um, yeah, there needs to be better communication. I do agree, but obviously they can't talk about some things. It's like NDAs and that's open in the air. Nothing's been set yet, so it's a bit hard. Um, I'm gonna be honest, but maybe it needs fresh faces. I know, but then you've got to think that we've had some fresh faces in do some game development and they struggle because they don't understand the game and because it's different than most other games. It's think of this. You look at other Space Ape games and you look at this one. So Fastlane, Beatstar, they don't do weekly Beatstar streams and weekly Fastlane streams. I'm pretty sure they don't. So they sit there programming, and that's that. They don't talk to the community really. That's the community manager's job. And they just create a new song. Done. Completed. The problem with this game is that when they create a new bot, because it pulls in other things from other bots, because there's so many different bots, it affects other bots. So it's not as simple as just bringing out a bot. They've then got to look at other bots it affects and maybe even change them. So they're editing other things. And that's when we see other bots break sometimes and other bots not work as they should because they're fixing something else because that doesn't work as it should with that. And they all sort of overlap. It's very difficult to sort of compare to programming to other games. And it's very much focused in the community because you have to do that stream once a week where you talk to the community and stuff, once a month, sorry, where you talk to the community. And then obviously it's play test where we have to test the things. There's a lot of details in it. They don't. I'm pretty sure they don't do play tests for Beatstar. Just bring out a song and put it out, and that's it. Done. So it's different programming, different people. I think that if you want something easy, you want to just earn your pay packet and go home, then yeah, go to Beatstar. Go to Fastlane. I won't say it's easy work. I'm not going to belittle it, but I think if you want to be challenged, you would come to Earth Wars. But it's not for everyone. You've got two types of people in this world. Some people want to be challenged. If it says to someone, listen, we'll give you X amount of money. We'll give you $20 an hour. But for $20 an hour, you can either do a mundane job that's pretty boring, but you'll get paid, or you can do a job that's going to challenge you for $20 an hour. What would you pick? And listen, there's no right and wrong answer. There are some people who go, well, why would you get paid $20 and do a harder job? That's just stupid. But if you want career progression, you want to learn something, you probably would. Where if you don't want to do the mundane, you're like, well, yeah, I'd rather be challenged than that and come to work and have to work towards something. So there's no right and wrong answer there. It's just two different types of people in this world. And, some people want to be challenged. Some people just want to pick up the paycheck. That's all they're in it for. So, got my fog in my throat, sorry. Decimus Station hire Wozza. You know what? I think Grind Time. Is it Grind Time? Someone else? I don't know. I was talking to Grind Time about this. I was like, they cannot afford me. They can't, honestly. We need ones that know about Transformers. It's not just that. You need ones that know about Transformers, but you also need people that understand the game and understand Unity, what they use behind the scenes to program the game. So there's a lot of people that understand Unity, but it's mixing Unity with the game and so many different things. It's quite hard. Last Science, but I will admit it makes me extremely hesitant to spend money on this game until they address the community's questions. Agreed. 100% agree. Yeah, but again, I can talk about this afterwards, but I can't talk about anything yet. Cool. I think that is everything. Cool. Right. Next up, let's look at some spotlights. So, first bot in the spotlight. So, I understand not everyone uses Rhinox anymore. I wouldn't say he's a bot that everyone uses, but I still think he's a good bot. Still a bot you can use. And the good thing about Rhinox is you can use him on defense, you can use it on attack. He's pretty good at both. You'll still see him in quite a few outposts, especially around the Cybertron level. The people don't have the top outpost bots available level to a decent level to be in an outpost. So we're talking about Rhinox's setup. So I think you can't go wrong with the G1. The fact that it restores health and the fact that when it drops below a certain health, it reinvigorates his vines again. that is absolutely essential on defense. Before we had this core, Rhinox was alright, and this core literally was a game changer for him on defense because he'll rush in, he'll use his vines, use his ability, he'll then transform, he'll start going to melee attack, and then as soon as he gets below 40%, it brings the vines up again. So restoring his health, trapping them in the vines, and yeah, like for another, was it 11 seconds? I thought it was 12 seconds when you upgrade the core, but yeah, for another 12 seconds. So yeah, obviously like doing damage and healing in an area. So absolutely, really, really good bot on defense attack and a really, really good core as well. Really, really good G1R transmetal core. Again, if you don't have the core, I would even use a gold one. It does exactly the same thing, but obviously with less levels. So even the gold one is relevant. Oh my god, sorry. So yeah, the point of this is the point of where he drops below 40% health and the vines come alive again. So regardless of the level of the core, that's the most essential part, which is available at all levels of all the cores. So I would try and use this transmetal even at gold if you have it. If you don't, it's unlikely because even the silver is pretty decent. You can put a prime core as always. I think that's the answer to pretty much most questions about these bots. Is that if you don't have the G1, use a prime core. If the G1's rubbish, use a prime core. The general cores like Vitality and Wallbuster are pretty crud. You won't see many bots where I will say use a generic core with them. You're generally looking at a prime core or you're looking at the G1. In terms of prime cores for Rhinox, then Megatronus is pretty decent because he is melee. You could even use Liege because you're rushing him in if you're on attack. Even Quintus maybe. So there are some decent options for him. Wouldn't use Amalgamus. Doesn't transform long enough to use Amalgamus. But decent. And with combat wise... oh, I think I got it then. Did I? No. And then combat wise, I mean, I would sort of debate. It depends how you use him. What do you use him on attack? What do you use him on defense? How you going? What are you going to use him for? If you're rushing any bot into an area, I would advise you to think about anti-hack mechanisms because you don't want to rush into where Lieges miss it and then get hacked. So you need to consider that. But outside of that, I prefer Enrax on Rhinox. I think that he lacks a bit of health generally just because it's a melee special, and so the Enrax gives him that extra health. There's a lot of elemental damage in the game, so he's going to do that extra DPS, but because he's a melee special, he already has high DPS. So all these sort of things sort of help him sort of survive a bit longer. As always, if he's in an outpost, maybe not go with Enrax. If he's in an outpost, I would probably go with one of the likes of Big Daddy, Sidetrack, Zor maybe. Something's going to shoot from range behind him if on defense. They're the sort of preferred things for me. Just doing extra damage while you're trying to kill Rhinox, basically. But Enrax, Transmetal Core, definitely the most desirable. If not, Prime Core, Anti-Hack if you're going to rush him in somewhere, which you probably will with ability. And if on defense, have a mini in combat. Next up. So a lot of lower level players use SG Jetfire to address the shield gen and some high HP defenses. What we have to remember is that once we go down the leagues, the HP of buildings drops to help people overcome top bases. Because we still see maxed out top level HQ 18 bases even in lower leagues. So to help them with that, the HP and DPS of buildings drops as you drop down. So that's important when we're talking about SG Jetfire because it determines what setup we're going to give him. So with SG Jetfire, most jets you would need an enhanced ordnance for just to get extra damage out of them so they can kill things that they wouldn't be able to normally. And then by that level and EO core, you can work out what you can destroy with that bot and whether it's beneficial or not. Now, one of the most important aspects of the game is dealing with that shield gen cluster with the Megatronus or the Age core, Micronus core. So what you have to simply do is that you have to do a calculation. So depending on what level you're working at in the war, what league you're in, what are you trying to do? If you're trying to take out a maxed out shock tower with age, then you need to go and see what HP that building has when you war. Go and find out. If it has less than 12,000 health with this SG Jetfire you see on the screen, whatever Jetfire you've got, if it's got less than what your Jetfire does damage wise, you don't actually need that enhanced ordnance core. It can help when you're dealing with Micronus, but it's not essential. And this is where there's two reasons you can set him up. If you're worried about the defense's healing and your SG Jetfire does just about enough to take out X defense, then I would probably put a Neo Core on to give him that bit of a boost so he can definitely take it out. If your SG Jetfire has plenty of sort of wiggle room between the HP of the building you're trying to take out and what damage he does, you could actually just put a Prime Core on him and fit one of those really important Prime Cores in your team. So, for example, we can see there that his damage to a target is up to 50,500 damage. So if the HP of that building in whatever war league I'm in that I was trying to take out was around 12k, I'm a bit concerned that if my Cronus is healing when I'm hitting it, because it doesn't take it out straight away, it normally does 3 hits. I'm concerned it's going to heal and not die, and then heal back again. And I've wasted a lot of ability points. 5 plus 4 is really expensive. But if it is 12k and I've got 15k with an EO core, I can use an EO core and guarantee it. Now, it is not a Micronus core in there and it's 12k and there's no healing in that area, then we can simply just use SG Jetfire with 12,200 damage. Now, if the HP of the building is 9,000, we can use SG Jetfire as it is right now, doing 12k damage. We can take that target out and we can literally just put a Prime Core on him instead and fit whatever Prime Core we want to try and get in our team. We talked previously about getting certain Prime Cores in your team to help you, and we can fit one in and get an extra one in, just a bit more beneficial. That's the calculation you've got to do and try and work out what works for you either way. To the combats, so again, we're talking the likes of Pinpointer maybe, because obviously he's only available for jets. Yes, Nightstick is always the answer. Put Nightstick as the answer to everything. But you can only have so many Nightsticks. I remember talking with Tech about having the 5-star and the 4-star and the 3-star in your team. But that's still 3 in your team. You can't add a 4th one. So, do we then put Pinpointer in instead? What's the alternative to Nightstick? And for me, I think after Nightstick, Pinpointer is the best example of what combat you should have for SG Jetfire. There are other options, as always, like Top Shot, like Flak, as such, but definitely Pinpointer is definitely the way to go and a good option because he is a jet, only available on jets, as an alternative to Nightstick. Next up, so Skids, really good bot in the game, one of the best gunners in the game, no doubt. And we're talking about setup. So as with all gunners, you can add in the O core, definitely gives him that extra damage. But his G1 actually gives him that extra damage and more than what you get with a volatile mixture. So a maxed out volatile mixture will give him 15.5%, whereas his core gives him 19.3%. But what's really good about his G1 core is that he gets a health regen of 5%. So a really, really good core. Now, the fact he does acid, the fact he's got healing, if we add Nightstick into that equation, we've got more acid and we've got more healing. So we talk about Nightstick being available on every single bot in the game, but Nightstick is a brilliant combination for Skids. It just emphasizes everything he has. Now, on the flip side of that, if you don't want to add more healing and acid, you can add fire instead by adding Top Shot. And because Top Shot is fire, and when mixed with acid, it does 20% extra damage. If you're planning on putting that acid in an area around yourself while having Top Shot in your team, if you have Top Shot somewhere else in your team as well, then that really combos really, really well. But as always, yes, Nightstick is going to be decent because he heals and does acid. Yes, Top Shot is going to be good because he has an acid ability and it's going to mix with the fire. What we also have to consider, as always, is the likes of Glitch versus Top Shot, say, and even Nightstick. And you have to look at the range of where you want your skids. Because as always, if you were to put Glitch on skids, it's going to increase his range from where he is to where the target is. And so he isn't as effective with his ability at hitting the targets that you would like. But it is going to increase his survivability. So I think the ultimate question is, how many times are you going to use his ability? If the answer is maybe just once, I'd consider using Glitch. But if that target is quite far into the base and you need to get closer, I'd consider maybe using Nightstick. And that's why sometimes it's not just a case of what you prefer, but what the base needs that you're attacking. What combat suits the attack. And so that's just down to preference and what you feel for the attack and where it's going to go. But definitely I would recommend some sort of acid fire combo. Take advantage of that and get that extra 20% damage as a minimum. Or just stick with acid completely. Stop that healing on the base and get loads of healing back to your bot as well. And last up, and then we have Slash. I'm a big lover of Slash. Always have been. Had a real soft spot for Slash. Super, super cool bot. And since she's had her buff, I think it was sometime last year, she's got even better. And with the added new combats and weapons we've got, she's got even better. So I think we could even start using Slash even more and more within the game with the right setup. So in terms of Slash, for a long time, everyone used Megatronus. Now she's got her own G1 core, which adds... Just find it. Oh, it's gold, that's why. Then we've got our own G1 core, which obviously adds health and adds extra damage and makes her go invisible better. So the choice is Megatronus versus G1. And again, it all depends on how you want to use it and what you think is more beneficial. So if you're going to use the G1 does more damage to a single target. So if you're using it to get close to the HQ and try and take the HQ down, I'd maybe go with the G1 core. It's going to be hard, but I'd go with the G1 core. If you want to take out a certain area instead, then I consider doing Megatronus, because Megatronus does damage in an area. So what will happen is Slash will target one target, do damage around it, and be able to clear it a bit easier. She could probably do that with the single damage as well, to be fair. But if you're attacking the HQ, it's definitely more beneficial to have her G1 than the Megatronus. Yes, the Megatronus will do damage in an area, but she will do single damage to that target, to that HQ, which is what you're trying to take down. So the G1 is definitely beneficial if you're what you call slashing bases. Really good core, really good G1 core. And then in terms of combat, I think that the Forge of Solos Prime was a big change in how you can use Slash. I don't mean change the way you use her as such, but I think her viability of using her in top wars. So the problem with Slash is obviously flare mines. If she hits the flare mine, she's pretty much dead. She's dead in the water. But now with the Forge of Solos Prime that brings the bot back to life, you kind of get a second use out of Slash. But the good thing as well is that you deal double damage to bots and combiners. So yes, beneficial, viable in wars. If you want to clear out bots and combiners, maybe. But then when you've got Beachcomber, I probably won't bother, because you're probably going to kill yourself. But I think a big part of Slash is, if you're going to try and slash a bases, you need hack immunity. Because you don't want to have to take out the age core. You don't want to have to avoid it. It gets really difficult. You can't always predict Slash's pathing. You can sort of go off on a bit of a tangent if you're not careful. So hack immunity is 100% required in some way, but you don't want to sacrifice damage either. So by having the Forge of Soulless Prime on, not only do you get the hack immunity, not only do you get a second chance when she dies, where she can even go invisible and do more damage, but you also get extra damage in an area of 100% of her DPS, which is already crazy high as well. So you've got like 1k DPS, you've got the damage that Souls Prime does from that, you've got the extra chance as well, you've got the extra healing, you've got the hack immunity, and you've got more damage from the G1 as well. So all this sort of comes together, just creating a crazy amount of damage in an area and crazy amount of damage towards that HQ to slash those bases. So I would say Prime League, maybe Cybertron, it's quite difficult. If they've got the shield core on the HQ, I wouldn't bother. Very difficult. But we're kind of going away from that a bit more now. People tend to go in towards damage cores. And so that's where Slash comes into our own. And you could actually even slash HQ 18s if you're very careful with your points. So definitely below Cybertron, slashing bases. Go and check out my video for slashing bases. But it's definitely viable. And definitely I would use this setup. I know we're talking about Forge of Souls Prime being good for every bot. But it's literally a match made in heaven for Slash. And just sort of covers up all her downfalls. And just emphasises all her positives. So, really good setup for Slash, G1 core, Forge of Souls Prime, and go and slash some bases, guys. And that is them. Let's have a look what everyone is saying. Stephen Gomez, who are the top outpost bots besides Beachcomber? I still think Twin Twist is pretty good. I think Swoop, aka Scourge, is still really good. Obviously, Quellagon is Twin Twist's alternative. I don't know. I quite like Smokescreen on defense. It does a lot of damage if you don't know he's there, if you don't notice. Some of the top players just go and take him out dead quick, but then let's make him use more ability points. So I do like Smokescreen on defense, but you've got to put him behind a tank. You've got to make your base so that he hits a tank, hits Smokescreen, pops them both. The tank distracts everyone while Smokescreen's doing the damage. So I do like Smokescreen personally. In terms of Swoop and Scourge, if you're using them, you need ability 11. That's definitely an essential with the stun. But crazy amount of high damage as well. Who else on defense? After that, then you're just looking at tanks maybe just to slow people down. Light speed, I've heard, could be quite annoying with his. If you put that on where it goes back in time twice, and can you put Forge of Souls Prime on? Yeah, so you get 3 of him coming back to life, which could be quite annoying. And that's it really. I think you need Beachcomber and Twin Twists. After that, it's kind of a free for all really. Joshua Eases put his inkling on batch 17. Nothing at all. Cuddy Fox, I'm picturing Slash holding a hammer that is 3 times her height. She doesn't transform in the gameplay, so a dynamo using the hammer. Yeah, I sort of, you know what? I do get criticised for not doing the cons, and there's a few reasons. I think when it comes to some of the combats, I struggle knowing all the cons because I've lost my contest account, and obviously I don't really look at the cons at all. I look at the bots daily, and then I thought, you know what? I'll just let Freezers cover it. You know, it helps him out a bit as well. Do I really need to cover the cons? You can literally just, you can subscribe to both of us. I cover the bots, he covers the cons. So I get it. But people are just like, but I'd rather just watch your content and just know from that. So I get both sides of the argument. Yeah. Yeah. Is Fracas same as Nightstick? Yes, Fracas and Nightstick the same. Um, Jay McDonald, what are your thoughts about Cosmic Rust Blaster on skids? Cosmic Rust Blaster I think's pretty good. The range is not amazing, generally, but obviously because it increases elemental damage and skids is acid, then yeah, it is viable. It's a good option. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I just don't really like the range of the Cosmic Rust Blaster. It just seems a bit shorter than most of those. A bit like Top Shot, but then I suppose you're getting elemental damage as well. So yeah, maybe probably the same as Top Shot. So yeah, it's not a bad option. I was a bit disappointed when it came out. I think that for the cost of Top Shot and the cost of Cosmic Rust Blaster, all right, let's just put it this way: if I had skids and I had Top Shot, and someone said to me, "Are you going to get Cosmic Rust Blaster for skids?" My answer would be no. For 7,500 shards, it's expensive, and to chase it for not massive benefit difference. So yeah, but if you already have the Cosmic Rust Blaster and skids, then yeah, it's a good option. That's what I would say. Wait, all acid abilities enhance fire damage? Yes, all acid and fire damage does an extra 20%, not just slingshots. It's written on slingshots, but not everywhere else. Some of the tooltips could be better. So yeah, fire and acid is 20% is on every fire and acid in the game. What else? Down on support, Dinobot. I don't know. Optimus, yeah. Optimus, a good output spot. Beachcomber, Twin Twist, and Leo Prime on defense. I don't know. There's a lot of fire damage, but I just think you just heal through it. So I don't know. Cuddy Fox says he got slash. Yep, decent still. Swoop, very good. Regular, not as much anymore, but yeah, still good. Dinobot, I don't feel as good. Blaster, not quite as good anymore, but still alright options. Any figure out a way to beat Beachcomber on defense? Hack him. That is the best way, is to hack him. Best way. Make sure you got the age on your team. And also, if you've got Cosmos, great option. Just hacked him forever. Just make sure you hack him and not a shark or something. Nothing worse than using that and then not even hacking him. But yeah, hack is definitely the way forwards. Algorithms, but he can't get healing if he's under the acid effect. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about skids? Why would skids be under an acid effect? You mean on defense output spots? I don't know. I know, but then you could say that if what you're saying is like, why would you have healing on any bot because of acid? But then you can't go off that because you don't get hit by acid for 3 minutes of the battle. So it's still working for 90% of it. But you can at least mention their name. It's Transformers Air Force content, not Auto content. You issue something different? No, but it is my content. So if I choose not to, I can not do. That's where I put it. But people use Pipes because it's a cheap warrior, 3+1, has a shield, negates healing, as in tots for HP DPS warriors. Yeah, on attack. You mean to counter Beachcomber? No, not really. No. It's not just the healing that's the problem with him. It's also the fact that he hacks himself over and over again as well, and the shield as well. So Pipes, you'd have to put the combat on Pipes to remove the shields as well. I don't know. I'm not sold on Pipes combating Beachcomber. It's not a good option. Hacking him is definitely the best option. Leo Prime with tracks is good for outpost. Dark Lancer's put. Good to know. Blade going to hell over Freezer streams. Decepticon, I think it's only right. Yep, no problem, buddy. No problem. Goody Fox, Blaster, and Dinobot is to make the bots waste time with my combiner. Yeah, listen, I'll be deadly honest. and this is not me being awful and too critical and things like that, but if you're at a lower level, then Blaster and Dinobot are going to be really, really good because people don't have the DPS to deal with them. At higher levels, you literally need like bots with like 100k health. You need like shields on them and extra health and everything because there's so much DPS in top teams. You've got to think that if everyone's doing like 1,1200 DPS and you've got 6 of them bots, they're doing about 8,000 damage, 9,000 damage per second. So you literally need as much shielding, as much health as you can get in those outposts. And Blaster and Dinobot just don't have them, sadly, because don't forget, once you kill Blaster, and I'm pretty sure Dinobot, the Hollows minions just die with them. Definitely with Blaster, I think with Dinobot, I can't remember. So you just target them. But they're alright options. They're alright. I used them both for a long time when I was HQ 16 and 17. Not so much since the likes of Beachcomb and Twin Twist came out. So yeah. Yeah, Darklands says, but Beachcomb reflects damage, so straight up attack doesn't work on him. Yeah, I've tried that. I tried using smoke screen on him, going ping like that, and no, just kills him. So yeah. Baltimore Rodimus, but I think most people know who the analog is when someone mentions a specific Autobot or Decepticon. Yeah, listen, like, yeah, I could do it for newer players and things like that, but the problem is that honestly, like, I think a few times I've even got mixed up in streaming. It's almost embarrassing sometimes. I don't know some of the names for the Decepticons, and yes, you could say, well, you should go and learn them. Was a fair point, honestly, but I'm sure that everyone realizes that I have a hectic lifestyle outside the game. I really do. For example, I mean, I was lucky today that Jacob's football got cancelled, training wise. But normally, I would finish work, I would come home, I would pick my son up from school, I would come home, I would pick my daughter up, I would come home. I would literally spend about 2 hours on playtest, checking things, going through things. And then I'd go out, I'd take Jake to football, I'd come back, I'd set my stream up, half an hour later, I'm streaming. I had to push it back, remember, from 9 to half 9 because it was so hard. And if I caught any traffic, I wasn't streaming in time, so I had to push it back. So Thursdays are absolutely manic. And the last thing I kind of want to be doing on my other days is kind of learning combats, things like that for the game. And there's so many. But the bots just roll off my tongue. And kind of a bit of laziness, if I'm deadly honest with you. You know, but like I said, there's people in the chat that will help. They know already. And people would sort of like guide people. There's plenty of, like I say, other content creators, and Freeze can definitely cover that. I just think it's better for Freeze that if people want Decepticon content, they'll go to Freeze a bit more. I mean, I'm doing okay in Earth Wars. I'm the top content creator on Earth Wars. Freeze could do with the views and the sort of help, and if I can guide people saying, listen, if you want Decepticon content, go to Freeze. I'm okay with that. I could be selfish and go, yeah, get them all to me. Listen, if we could do that, then I would literally just try and, like, you know, there's certain things that Freezes covers, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to leave that. And I mentioned in my streams that there's a reason for that, guys. I'm not just doing it for the sake of doing it. I could say to myself, I'm never going to mention Freezes in my streams ever again because I don't want people going watching Freezes. No, it doesn't work like that. I want people going checking the other content creators out. And if people can come to me and go, do you cover content? No, I don't really cover the cons, but you can go and watch Freezes because he does and try and give him a bit of traffic. Then it's sort of a win-win. It means that I don't have to sit here going through everything and remembering all the combats. Because you could say you could write them down, but you go off on a tangent talking sometimes. And you don't want to sit there going like I did earlier about Computron. Can't remember the name of a bot that I use. That's bad enough. And so, you know, you want to sort of guide people to other content creators as well. It's a win for Freezers. It's a win for me because I don't have to go through all the content and remember all the names. And I would have to remember them all, not just write them down for whatever I'm talking about. I just think it's a win-win. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, you know, there's not a bit of it where I'm just like, oh, I can't bother doing that. Because it's true. I'm being deadly honest. But it's sort of Freezes. You know, good luck to the guy. Listen, Berserk, I know you don't agree with it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. That's all I'm going to say. tracks. Listening to Sunstreaker Wozza and Freeze at the same time. Wozza comes in more high power. Doing so is mental. What the fuck? What you want about? um. Desserts, but community too small for the biggest streamers to run at the same time. I've stuck to my time. This is my time. It has been my time for the last year and a half, 2 years pretty much. 9.5, 9. I've swapped it about half an hour. I think pushed it back. But, Freeze has had to change because of the newsletter. But, speak to Freeze. He can push his back maybe. But, yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, I think we're going to have a quick look at Volcanicus. And then I'll lastly do some medal battles for anyone that's interested and wants to know how to do medals. And you can go and watch Freeze then maybe if you don't. But let's have a look at 5-star Volcanicus. So, a lot of changes have been made behind the scenes. I think the first thing to notice is that he's got more health when we compare him to other combiners. He's got a crazy amount of health. Even when you compare him to Ruination, he's got 93 health. But we do know that that doesn't mean everything, because obviously his survivability is more important. That extra 5k health is going to mean nothing if he doesn't survive. So let's go through the abilities one by one. So all these abilities did a bit of fire damage. With his 4-star doing quite a bit of fire damage. But it was always just a bit of fire damage, really. There's nothing special to it as such. So, a lot of change has been made. So, for the 2-star Energo Sword ability, leap into battle, striking enemies in a small area with 2,139 fire damage. This is obviously at level 25 maxed out. And firing a flame behind you, dealing the same damage and knocking back all enemies in its path. So this is just making it a sort of option for defense or option against outpost bots. Deals double damage to enemies that are on fire. So because all these abilities are still sort of fire based, and so it just means that because it does double damage to enemies that are on fire, it means that you can combo it. But it also means you can combo it with using bot abilities. So if you've got a fire damage that lasts quite an amount of time, using this just means it does double damage. So it's a good combo opportunity. So pretty simple 2-star jumping damage ability with a combo aspect to it. Then we've got the 3-star ability Fire and Brimstone. So for 4 seconds, set a wide area on fire that spreads to adjacent buildings. So you can see already that because it's fire, you can combo the 2-star and the 3-star ability. Enemies on fire are dealt 449 fire damage per second for 8 seconds. So let's call it 500. It's about 4k damage. And 6 times that to outpost bots and combiners. So when you do 4k times 6, it's like 25k damage to bots and combiners. And we talk about how much HP all these outpost bots have in these combiners. Well, maybe this is a good option to try and reduce that HP down by hitting them with this ability. And then the 4-star ability, very interesting, this one. Bombard an area with meteors, dealing 5 damage over 12 seconds. So that's very similar to what it was. But now, standing within your raining meteors grants you 80% damage reduction. So, very similar to how it was before, but we talked about him having some sort of mechanism to reduce his damage, and it's quite interesting. Rather than just giving him damage reduction, what they've done is that they're saying, right, okay, you only get the damage reduction though if you jump into where you've left the extinction. Pros and cons for that, which we'll talk about shortly. Then the 5-star ability, we've got Empowered Negatronus. I think we all sort of saw this coming. We talked about it the other week when we were doing our sort of first look at what's going to come. And yes, Megatronus for Volcanicus sort of makes sense. Done it? For 20 seconds, surround yourself with an empowered Megatronus that grants you 50% attack speed, so does more damage or quicker, 50% bonus health, so like Jazz Age, just boosts his health right up. And dealing 418 fire damage over 8 seconds. Upon death, a level 20 Negatronus will be applied to your bots for 15 seconds. Very, very cool ability. So let's just talk a bit about each one and some pros and cons, and go and see it in battle as well. So in terms of the 2-star, I don't think nothing crazy has been changed about this. Yeah, it jumps in, it knocks back. It's alright. I wouldn't say like it's crazy. I'm not looking at it going, oh wow. But it is a 2-star ability. So let's be realistic. It's not going to be the best. But he has got this sort of jump into battle, doing damage, which most combiners sort of have. Double damage to enemies on fire, which means you do about 4k damage. So again, nothing crazy on its own. 4k damage to enemies on fire, 2k without. So for 4 seconds, set an area on fire. I think the only thing a bit confusing about this is that it says for 4 seconds, set an area on fire. But then enemies on fire do fire damage for 8 seconds. Is that after the 4 seconds? Is that overlapping the 4 seconds? I would just like that sort of clarifying a bit. If it's after the fire ends, does it carry on for 8 seconds? Or is it in tandem? If it's in tandem, let's just set them both for 8 seconds. I think makes sense. So it's set fire for 8 seconds, and then it would just literally be enemies on fire dealt 449 fire damage per second. You can remove the 8 seconds at the end. I think it just simplifies it. The extinction one for the meteors, I think is a brilliant idea. Again, it just means that you've got to really think about it. I think that the positive of it is that if you're trying to kill an area, putting this down and him jumping in means you can clear that area. If you're trying to clear 2 different areas and you're going to put the meteor down one place and you're going to jump him in another place, it means you lose the damage reduction. So it's got its pros and cons. And the 5-star ability, I think is absolutely amazing. The attack speed, the bonus health, the damage, the Megatronus, amazing. Can't fault that at all. Okay, let's take him into battle. Let's have a look at him. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze, but... Oh. 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 Oof. Okay, let's drop a bot first. Bit of a bug on the test server, I have to do that. So, Volcanicus transforms. Nothing new there, really. I think they have sort of sped up the transformation a bit. Or maybe not sped it up, but it's a bit smoother, I think. Just, I don't know. Just seems a bit smoother to me. So, let's just try and take out some areas. So, we're going to put this down there. And let's jump him over to this other side up here. Do some damage up there. And do some damage over there. You can see that extra health has come in. His health's actually regenerating again. And let's do the Megatronus in an area. And there we go, he goes down. And you currently, the Megatronus effect doesn't quite, I'm not too sure if it's bugged. I don't think that is the Megatronus effect. Yeah, it looks like it was. But I just think that visually that needs to change a bit. It doesn't look like Megatronus, it looks like something else. So no doubt that will get fixed. But that's the Megatronus effect. So you can see there, if you judge it on that, you know, it's cleared a couple of defences. Nothing different than what it did before. It's nothing to shout about, really. But I think that what we need to do is, we really need to take advantage of that 80% damage reduction on his 4-star abilities. Let's take advantage of that. And so what we're going to do is, so we're going to use the 4-star ability, the meteors, on the shield gen. And let's see how much damage he does against that shield gen cluster by doing the extra damage on fire, the meteors, the damage reduction, all this fire sort of doubling up on each other. Let's see how he goes with that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use the Megatronus first, just to give me that attack speed and everything else. I'm going to use the Meteor on this shield gen sort of section. Then I'm going to jump him in to the shield gen. No, I ain't, because he ain't reaching. Then I'm going to use the ability to give him that extra health as well. Extra damage in an area. And you can see there, he's actually completely taken out that shield gen cluster in one use of his abilities. Yes, you have to be careful with it and take it out, but absolutely incredible damage in a small area. So I think that Volcanicus, the way it's sort of been designed, it's very carefully designed around dealing with that cluster. We've always said we should do with some sort of solution for players. And so then the question comes along is, do we want a solution for this cluster? Does it make the game too easy? Will it change base design for the better? Does it mean that we can move away from the shield gen cluster, because the sole focus is so much on that shield gen cluster that it's kind of almost boring that that's everything focused towards that? And then we can progress defenses better because we have options for that cluster. It just kind of opens up things a bit. But the other thing that I like about this is that if you want to clear an area, use Ruination. Ruination clears some areas, but Ruination really struggles to deal with that cluster. If you want to deal with that cluster, use Volcanicus. Now, if you're on the defense side of things, you think that's not really good. If you're going to put your cluster up front, I'm going to use Volcanicus and take that out quite easily. If you want to make it harder for me, put that cluster at the back of the base, even behind the HQ, makes it a bit more difficult then, because I've got to then go through the base first and get Volcanicus in range. Because as we saw, his range is not crazy, amazing, ridiculously good. And I think for where the game is right now, I think Volcanicus is, I'm going to say this, perfectly balanced. I think he's absolutely amazing where we are right now. But we talked about this could be an answer for the shield gen cluster to really help it and kill the cluster, and we can evolve the game. My worry is that if we created a bot to deal with that cluster and that cluster evolves, whether it's HQ19, increasing the shield gen, increasing the HP of buildings, that's going to make Volcanicus irrelevant because he's very niche at dealing with that cluster. If that cluster then no longer becomes a thing, then Volcanicus no longer becomes essential. So I think that the way he is right now, he's essential for the game if you want a good combiner dealing with that cluster. But come HQ19, are we going to be looking at Volcanicus like we do already now and go, it's old content, it's going to be irrelevant? So in terms of longevity, I'm not too sure he's got longevity. These stats are already in test and being changed as we speak. Things are going to be increased, decreased, changed. My personal opinion is that he deals that cluster really well, but anything other than that, he struggles. So I think there needs to be something else. The cluster bit is brilliant, the comboing is brilliant, but he needs to deal with the rest of the base. And then I think if we can get that balance so he does not quite what Ruination does, but sort of similar clearing an area, I think we're on to a winner. But something we have to consider in all this, that yeah, he deals that cluster perfectly, but we haven't used any fireproof dome cores, which obviously reduces that damage right down. So if we put a fire core into the mix, let's see how Volcanicus actually does now with a anti-fire core. So we put pipes down, put Volcanicus down, same again. So I'm going to use his Megatronus soon. Again, you could wait, But I want to give him that extra health already straight away now. So he's got it already. Give him that extra attack speed ready. Then I'm going to jump him in. Same again, so this time I actually hit the cluster unlike last time. Then I'm going to use his fire damage in the area, keep him alive. Then I'm going to use him on the shield gen again, take it out. And you can see there, huge difference just because of that fire core. And at the minute, the fire cores are so prevalent in the game that it's going to absolutely kill Volcanicus unless we take them out first. And I just think that right now, he's perfectly balanced without fire cores. I don't see why we can't push him a bit more and say, okay, he's going to deal with that cluster quite easily without fire cores. But with fire cores, it's going to be really difficult. And I think it's just a bit more balancing to do. I think there's just giving a couple of the abilities, the large AoE abilities, maybe in the Meteor, giving it a larger radius and giving it more damage, might actually just make it a bit more beneficial to him clearing an area. And I think that giving an extra damage that it can combo means the shield gen goes down a bit quicker and it forces people to use fire cores. Now you could say, yeah, but everyone's using fire cores already, Wozza. Right, that's fine. But you know what? We'll have other combiners down the line that will come out hopefully as powerful. And you can go, oh my god, Defensor, you need an anti-electric core for Defensor. Let's use anti-electric cores. And it leaves it open for Volcanicus. And all of a sudden, we sort of create an environment where, depending on what base setup and what cores people have, people need to choose a combiner. And I've always said that's always my dream, where you need every bit of content so you can go, for this base, I need this bots. For this base, I need this combiner. For this base, I need this attack strategy. I just think that that really emphasizes it. If you look at all the combiners and balance them around, if you have these build bots, it's going to be really difficult. If you don't have these build bots for this combiner, it's going to be quite easy. And it just makes people want to chase that content as well, because yes, alright, we could all say, yeah, it's not fair that we've got to go and chase all the bots for these combiners, but it increases the longevity of the game. If you need to go and get all the bots for the combiners, people are going to go and spend, people are going to go and chase it. And you know what? I'm all for people chasing content. If it's good content, I'm going to give them an advantage. So, although I'm quite impressed with Volcanicus, I'm quite happy with it, I just think it needs a bit more, because of those anti-fire cores, because they're so prevalent, because everyone's using them. Now, yes, you could say, take them out first. It's going to make the game easy in that sense. And I'm sure the top players will be going, oh my god, you're going to make the game too easy. It's ridiculous. But it opens it up to then make the game a bit harder. Because right now we're at a sort of stalemate where the game's a bit too hard for most players. And it's getting stale at the top. And we need some way to make it easier before we go harder. We just almost take one step back to make two steps forwards. For me, there's too much emphasis on that shield gen. It's like, if you don't kill the shield gen and don't deal with Beachcomber, you're dead. If you deal with the shield gen and you deal with Beachcomber, you win. And that's kind of what's happening in the game right now. We need to sort of get away from that and stop pigeonholing things. You know, imagine a world where the shield gen cluster doesn't change, but all the other defenses get a HP and a DPS increase. That's what we could kind of see for HQ19 maybe further down the line, or HQ18.3 or whatever. And again, I'm talking HQ19. No one's talking HQ19 right now, because we're set where we are and people are sort of struggling, and it's at probably a right level or just below a right level, but we need to progress the game further now. We need to start kicking on with newer content, and the only way we can do that is by making the problems in the game that are really difficult a bit easier, so we can take that step forwards. But super happy with the changes for Volcanicus at the minute. I still think there's a bit left to be done. I think he needs a bit more, nothing too stupid, but I think very good changes. It makes me happy that I went and pulled Grimlock and chased Grimlock and got Volcanicus and got all the 5-star bots. I'm super pleased I did that, and it makes me confident as well for the future combiners that they're going to be balanced similar and going to be A very good combiner and something people are going to want to chase. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are you impressed by Volcanicus and his changes? What changes would you make? Is he already overpowered? Does he need a bit more? Let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know what you guys think. So everyone put in Drax Lancaster put, one thing I learned with the meteor shower is it's the same range as the jump. So I dropped it first and there was a delay so you can jump at the same time it starts. Alright, cool. Good to know. Darklands, all those will be great additions to Glass Combiner. Still dies a bit too fast. Yeah, I agree with that maybe. You could do it a bit more survivability probably, yeah, I agree with that. Zambiano, can you show how it pushes back bots? I've not actually tried it, but we'll give it a go, eh? We'll do a normal mode actually, so we'll pop it in and yeah. Let's have a look. So we'll use look. We'll pop the outposts. I'll try and target Slug because Slug's not doing an ability or anything really, it's just doing it. A tiny bit, nothing major. Just keep him alive a minute and I'll try it again. I'll even zoom in for this actually. Have a look. Do it again. There's no knockback there really, is there? No. I can't see much knockback really. I'll pass it on to Dale. It's not visually, you can't really see much and we'll see. Again, just remember it is the first few days of testing, guys. So there's going to be a few bugs, few things that need to change and improve and whatever. Mario Zambiano's put, I would like damage reduction if you enter the meteor and keep it when you leave, if you can get out of there, that's the thing. Darklands needs to be able to survive one use of each ability. Well, he did in essence. He used the ability and then... So, yeah, I do think it needs a bit more, though. I know what you mean by... Do you mean he needs to be able to use each ability where he is? If you mean, like, use Meteor, jump, and then be able to use one of each ability, then, yeah, I kind of agree with that. Berserk's put, should anti-X cores have full immunity to the element? Just a high resistance? Yeah, that's a big question. Maybe for HQ19, maybe. Maybe that's where we go with it. Make the extension be immune to fire core reduction. No, I don't like that. I don't like making things that... I don't like having something in the game and having a build bot that reduces it, then bringing out something that's immune to the build bots. I just think it makes no sense because then we have... Do we then have a core that makes a bot not have immunity over build bot that protects the base? It just gets a bit silly, really. The build bots are there, don't have any immunity to the build bots. It just gets too confusing then. Leave it as it is. Wozza, I'm all in for you with that. All the combiners should be different and relevant in the current context. Yeah, definitely. Mario Zambianos, they should change the slam so it's not fire. Yeah, some people have said because it's all fire and all negated by the anti-fire cores, maybe some of the abilities shouldn't be fire. Maybe. Berserk's put, chasing the bots is okay, but having an extra fee of 5-star shards to activate the binary is no bueno. I agree with that. Yeah, it's not really fair. We need level 80 bots. Decimus has put, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's alright as it is, really. Mario Zambiano's put, let Dale do all the reworks. Yeah, maybe. He's doing well. Man, somebody else put so the bot is further away. You have to use the building since it's from the wave thing. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, Mario. Oh, Dale's in the chat. There you go. So if put Mario's right, pop the outpost, then jump to another building. Make sure combats are behind them. Take skill to aim, but comes off the flame. Don't have a clue to type out there. Makes no sense to me that. Yes. Yes, Dale Steffel in the chat is Dale. Yes. RG's put needs to pull 4-star. 4 Volcanicus bots from old batches going to be expensive. Yeah, but that's the idea behind it, if I'm deadly honest, sadly. Is that, you know, they are there to go and chase, and it is expensive to go and get them all. But it's something to go and aim for, and you can maybe even pick and choose your combiner. And it's something for everyone. It's something for the new players to go and chase. They want a certain combiner. And it's good for the old guys to go and want them all and go and chase them all. A bit like Pokemon. So, you know, something for everyone basically. Long term, short term. You know, most of the guys right now, I've got most of the bots already for most of these combiners. Just getting the new ones. So, but it keeps the game going. It keeps people spending money and chasing and wanting 5-star shards and keeping the economy going. So, yeah. Cool. And Dale's just like taking on my stream now. Cool. Well, that's Volcanicus. So I'm just going to do a bit of meadow farming on my my other account, my main account, so I should say. Taking ages to open. What about if they did a combiner batch, but all the bots were like 7.5k shards, like weapons? Would that be better? Because I don't think it's fair to put all the combiners in a batch and say it's 5k because, you know, everyone else has had to go and clear them batches probably. Or people have gone and chased them. And I don't even mean players like me years ago. I mean like even recently. You know, you don't want someone to spend a few $100s chasing this stuff and then someone goes, here's a combiner batch. But then vice versa. I do get it could be hard for people to get. So I love how Dale's coming in the street and everyone's like, answer my questions, Dale. Answer my questions. I'll just let Dale answer the questions. Oh, we've been attacked. Let's see what happens. 4-star team. Not happening. I'll put my account on this guy doesn't win. Let's see. This is my new little design, by the way. You'll see a lot of new players, a lot of top players using these sort of walls like this. But why does he keep hitting the MDS there? Like, oh dear. Let's see if the base works out. One should try and go up. One should go left. One should go right. Should go all over to show these guys now. Oh, drop his combiner. Oh my days. Try. You think Magnaboss is going to hurt me? I think you're crazy. What's it? Oh, it took out the shield gen at least. When did it take out the shield gen? Oh, did it take out the shield gen? I didn't even see that. I didn't even see him take out the shield gen. That's how good he was. Yeah, sorry, buddy. It was never going to happen. Yeah, a big part of this game is planning ahead. Definitely. Tarat, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining. you just joined the back end of the stream, we're about 2 hours into the stream, to give you an idea. So wherever you're at, the stream started about 2 hours ago. So we're at the back end. It's about 2 hours, 2.5 hours of stream. So yeah, you're welcome to join me next, well, every Thursday, not just next week, but every Thursday, where we stream at the same time. 9:30 p.m. GMT. I think is it 6:30 p.m. Central Time? I think it is. Someone will correct me in the chat from America if I'm wrong. Okay, so a bit of meadow farming. So I'm going to do some meadow farming now. So I'll give you guys an idea on how I meadow farm effectively. Again, I've covered this before. Sorry if you've already seen it, but I'm going to sort of try and help you guys out. So Ruination, take a team. So as well, balance your teams out. So I like to have a couple of tanks. I say tanks, right? It's not a tank, but you know, high HP bot. So we've got Sluggers, a really good high HP bot. We've got some AoE bots. We've got some single shot bots. And I always have one like really powerful bot, and that's Blue Streak. So I'll tend to use him quite a bit if I need to. But most of the time I don't. So I'm going to show you what we do. So the idea is that I want to try and finish it off with the Ark and with Ruination. So if I can clear a decent area, I can leave Ruination's hollows killing the HQ. If I don't feel like they're going to be able to do that, I need to clear the area so that the Ark can finish off. So I either need to clear all this area here for the Ark to finish it off, which is quite a lot, probably doable. Or I need to clear all this area here for the hollows and get behind the HQ. That's quite difficult as well. But if I look at the HP of the buildings, it might be a bit identical. I'm not too sure which way to go. I might just go for all these and leave the Ark. It depends on healing cores. There's no healing cores, it's healing billbox, but they'll go. So we'll try and do that. So when you are using Ruination, try and get rid of any beam lasers and MDS. They are the things that will really kill Ruination quite quickly. So I do want to just get in close so I can finish that MDS off and get rid of it. There we go. Doesn't annoy when it does that and you can't kill the abilities. There we go. So we'll do that. I'm going to throw my hollows down to try and distract a bit. And hope I can get one more hit off Ruination off. There we go. And then, have we got anything that's going to hit the hollows? So have a quick look. Maybe this beam laser, I'm going to try and take that out. It's a bit too far away, I think, actually. But the hollows should be able to finish it off. Just leave the hollows there like that. So even if they die, the Ark's going to finish that off now. So you can see that. So now the focus is get rid of Triptychon. Make sure, because obviously if the Ark dies, it's game over regardless. Get rid of that there. Finish off. Job done. Next base. So obviously if there's a combiner there, if there's like a Micronus there, I'll consider dropping my team and taking that base out. But I'm trying to do it without that so I can get more attacks in. I've only got 5 teams. So for example, this base, going to be really difficult. This is definitely a base where I actually drop my team. It's got Micronus in there. It's got HQ. 18 shield gen, it's got Liege, it's got his combiner outpost active, so we definitely need to be a bit more careful with this one. So let's drop some bots. Where's that Liege core? Let's have a look a minute. Get rid of that for a start. Let's have a look a minute. Let's go look at some cores. Alright, there's no FFDs, so I can use slug. That's alright. Let's use that up there. Let's start getting rid of some of these. Let's put a healing tower down here a minute, heal some of these bots. Then we can drop Ruination, and now I think the focus now is jumping in there and clearing most of these bots on Manosphere. So I might do this first, get rid of all them sharks. Then do some damage like that to all of them. I need to get rid of all this. I don't want to get caught up with all these. And now I just want to keep my bots alive, basically. Let's take out the shield gen if I can. Hit the combiner if I can as well. Try and kill him. Hollow's doing a good job there. Just get rid of that shield gen, it's annoying me. There we go. The axe helping out now. Base down. So you can see when you come up against a big base, you still need a decent team. You still need your combiner. You still got to take your time when you come up against a max base. And if you come up against a max top base, I wouldn't bother really. You're not going to take your war team. Next up, in terms of Ruination, God Neptune. If you're struggling with who that is. So in terms of this one now, we don't need to drop our team. We need to avoid the outpost, but we can just come around the side of him and take all this section out. That's the idea. Right, he's walking that way, so it's alright. I can do a bit of damage up there like that. And then he walk around a bit. I just want to take out that MDS. That's going to cause the most damage to him. That's what I'm worried about. That and the beam lasers. Then I can rush him there away from the outpost. Make sure to take that shield gen out. I missed that. I didn't realise, but it's lucky it's not got my Cronus. Take that out. There we go. And then we can run up there. Take all this out as well. And then we can do some damage over there. Just because they want to hit our bots. I think we can clear this with just Ruination and his hollows, I think. But just in case, I'm going to do some damage over here instead. Take them out. Drop the hollows behind there. I'm just going to try and keep Ruination high now. Even if he destroys all this, I want him to come behind the HQ. Don't want him walking down here anywhere close to that. Keep him high. Don't put the outpost. It's game 1. There we go. There we go. Literally as simple as this, guys. Honestly, I'm just rinse and repeat. I can literally do 15 attacks sometimes. Getting a medal each. So in terms of medals, once you get to the certain points, this is mad. Once you get to certain points, you'll only start getting 1 medal. I'm pretty sure once you get to 27k, then you don't get any medals for attack. You only get medals for defenses. That's why you see a lot of the top guys on like 20,200 medals, something like that. It means they've had 200 successful defenses after being maxed out on medals. Up to 25,000, I think it is, you get 1 medal from zone 16. Before that, then you can get medals from zone 15. And just remember that using less bots gets you more medals as well. So that helps. I was running teams of 5 bots and getting 3 medals at a time. If I ran a team of 4 bots, I was getting 1 medal. So I'm just going to take this section out here and let the arc just kill it, I'm honest with you. That's my plan. Just make sure I clear all this as well. Combiner's active, so I want to keep him up there. Clear all this, ideally. Walking down. I knew he was going to walk downwards. I knew he was. I knew it. It's going to pop the combiner. So, now I'll pop the combiner. Now my aim now is to keep the combiner on the left side of the map. I want the combiner to come over here so the arc can... I wanted to get his ability away, but I can't. It's okay. It's not too bad. Right. Kill Nemesis. So because I've still got bots in the shuttle, the match will still continue after my combiner dies. See, look, it's going to sit there. So now all I need to do is I need to kill Nemesis and take that base down easy. So only HQ 17 as well, so it's going to be quite easy. I've cleared all this side, so it's going to target HQ, take it down, another middle. Job done. Go again. Dead easy. So they've tried this sort of new design. Fair play to them. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to, with this sort of base, it's low level. So all I'm going to do is, if you get HQ 17 with a maxed out Ruination, just get Ruination up to that HQ as fast as you can, basically, clearing out things on the way. So you'll see, so again, NDS, beam lasers, most important things. So it needs to get obviously rid of the healing build bots that are around the HQ, but that's just easy with hitting them with Ruination's ability, like that. And then if you hit the HQ with Ruination, you can see there that it's using Ruination, and his abilities will just clear all that out. Dead easy. Done. You can drop the hollows as well if you think it will help. You don't need to against HQ 17. And this is why I say to people that if you've got a choice between chasing Ruination and chasing bots, in some respects, it's maybe even better chasing Ruination because you're going to get a lot more medals and a lot more resources from events by having Ruination rather than something else. So HQ right at the front. So it's going to be difficult to take out with the art. There's a lot to take out here. So I think we need to reverse it, maybe. I'll just drop the whole team on this, actually. It might be quite difficult. It's a lot, because you put it right in the middle. It's going to be quite hard to... Unless I can... I might be able to just kill it from range. Have I got glitch? No. Have I got glitch in my team? I haven't. This is where a glitch would be beneficial. Because glitch will outlast that outpost. I might have to drop... well, if I'm going to drop one bot, I might as well drop my team. But I might as well try it. I want to clear this whole front section, basically, and the behind section. It's going to be really difficult, really, but I don't think he's up to it, Ruination. But if anyone's up to it, it's him. So let's give it a go. Got the combiner, sadly, but so I think we will have to drop our team on this one, I think, sadly. Yeah, I think we will, sadly. I could do it with one bot. If you want me to try that, I don't mind trying. Let's give it a whirl. Just to show you how it works. Mind you, the shield isn't there, so no, we're going to have to use it more than that. Sadly. A lot of special bots there. Because a lot of special bots, let's hack them. Get rid of that MDS. And it's game over now pretty much. Let's just use some abilities. Get down faster, fast forward. There we go. Has dropped our team sadly because they popped the combiner. Without the combiner popping, I probably could have beat that base without dropping my team, but hey. Yeah, down on support. Poor combiner on that base. I know, but it's still difficult for a bot to take out a combiner. So, and Defensor's got quite a lot of health, so I think he would have beat one of our bots. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so definitely this is a base where we're going to try and take out with our Titan. There's no combiner there. It's all up top. So let's try and do that. Get rid of the shield gen. You see like the area that it does is incredible. Do we get rid of all these sharks though? If we can. So we just do this and double whammy. Hits Triptychon, does damage Triptychon. Keep that in mind, guys. So when you use Ruination's ability in close proximity to, yeah, Triptychon or any Titan, it does damage. So yeah. And then we can just drop them behind, and we can fast forward, and that should be game over. Boom. I'll literally just do this twice a day and get about 25 medals a day just from doing this. 1 medal per thing. So I'm gonna try and should I try and rush it, reckon? I tried it before and failed, but hey, we'll give it a whirl. Try and rush it for fun. Take out this cluster if we can. Make sure that goes, and I think we can just clear the rest out Ruination, I think. We'll pop the combiner. It's alright, we can drop ours. Might be alright, you know. It might be alright. This helps us get up wide as well, so that helps us. And we want to try and get the bots high. So we want to get everything below us up there, down there, and get them to come up high up here. So I want to bring the combiner up here if I can. That's what I want to try and do. Drop my bots over there. Take the shield gen out. Can I get rid of that Turret over there. Yes. And that should drag the bots up towards the combiner. I don't want to kill that combiner. I'm going to drag all the bots up. See, look. They're all going to come up and go towards the combiner. Now I want to kill anything that's going to drag them down. But I think everything's going to take them upwards, I think. Yeah. Yep. Apart from... Oh, don't go over there. So I'll put the combiner. It's alright. There we go. Base down. There we go. Russian smash, so to speak. Normally you'd have better mine placement there to stop it from rushing. That's what made it possible. Poor mine placement. Sorry about your base, but it's true. Getting a lot of max bases here. Not happy with this, but hey, we can still... I think we still manage it, I think. Get this off, I've got a good chance. So I can do that. It's alright, because I can put this down there and take that out. Kill Scorpion knock off. Now it's hitting the HQ. It doesn't play enough damage. There we go. Base down. Look out for some of the top teams as well. That helps sometimes when you see them. You'll realise it's quite a difficult base. So that's a good sign. Not a bad sign, I should say. It's a good sign to sort of like saying, no, I don't think it's going to be an easy base to kill this. It's just poor wall placement because I can just rush up there. You'd be able to do that with lots of prime and walk around the wall to get to it. So pretty poor, really, if I'm honest with you. If you're watching this and it's your base, you definitely need to change on walls to make people go inside rather than outside. So get rid of this section up here. I'm not too bothered about the points, stuff like that. I'm not here for the points. I'm going to try and take out my Titan. So I need to kill all this to do that. I can leave my bots up here actually. And then I can... yeah, one more off. I don't think I can. If I can, it'll be perfect. One more. Boom. Yeah. Okay. I think it's a done deal now. Before it was pretty assured, now it's done deal. Another medal in the bag. Again, tons of resources as well. That's why resources are so easy to get hold of. And this should be the last one. I think 1 minute left. Because the last one, we might as well use all our team. So let's just show how good Leo Prime is. This is why you want Leo Prime in your team. see if we can take it down with just 4 bots, eh? Without a real tank either. Boom. Done. And there we go. We're catching grind time up. I think we're about 50 behind grind time now. So I'm going to catch him. I don't think he's really bothered, but I'm going to catch him anyway. But yeah, listen, that's how you easy medal farm, guys. You see, what was that? What? 50, 10 battles, 10 medals in the bag. Like I said, one every attack then, but win most of them. So it's easy way to get 10 medals just doing that in the top zone. Also, you'll get more medals for it if you're in a lower zone. Just make sure you balance them teams out, guys. Like I said, make sure you've got a tank in there and an overpowered bot in there as such. Just to clear a good area. And yeah, hope it works. Well, that's it for today's stream. So don't forget to go and check out Freeze's stream. Before you leave, hit a like on the stream. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to never miss another stream, never miss another video, never miss another post. And keep up to date with all the important and up-to-date Transformers Earth Wars news. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. We should have some more information on what's happening behind the scenes as well. More information on Volcanicus. And more as always. Catch you next week, guys. And peace out.